Hi, welcome to Modest Arm Disc Golf. My name is Aaron, and today I want to provide for you guys a very special episode on the Dynamic Disc Felon in honor of Eric Oakley. Now, we did just get the news that he's going to be leaving Team Dynamic. Over the last 2 years, I've watched a lot of disc golf videos on how to improve form and better your game, and a lot of those were done by Eric Oakley. During those videos, he always used to hype up the Felon a lot, and he would always joke that it was a rich man's Pioneer. The Pioneer, for anybody who doesn't know, is a overstable fairway driver similar to the Felon, but it's made by Latitude 64. The numbers on the Dynamic Disc Felon: we have a speed 9, a glide of 3, a turn of positive 0.5, and a fade of 4. As told by Dynamic Disc, when the wind is down, it has an incredible, predictable hyzer finish. When you're facing a low ceiling shot where you need good glide and a strong finish, the Felon is your answer. You asked and Dynamic Disc delivered. I think overall they hit that spot on. Currently right now I use the Felon as a utility disc, so it's not always coming out of my bag, but if I'm getting hit with a massive headwind, I'll generally grab that disc because I know it won't turn over on me. It'll hold straight and get me to where I need to be on the green. I think secondly, what I'll use Felon for is if I need a predictable hyzer to really get me over some trees, over bushes, and push me far to the left, I know I can count on that Felon. Now, with the flight of the Felon, I think you're gonna see a little bit of a variation depending on the person who's throwing it. So if you are new to disc golf and you do have a modest arm, I believe that the Felon should probably fly pretty similar to this, right? So it's gonna come out and it's gonna go to the left. It's very overstable. I don't think you'll be able to throw this disc very far. That's why it is a utility disc for me, honestly. Secondly, I think if you have a little bit more arm speed and you are able to get the disc more up to speed, you'll be able to get a little bit more straighter flight, and then you still get that predictable hyzer at the end. And then for a bigger arm, what I think you'll be able to see is that you'll be able to push the disc a little bit more straighter. It's still gonna hyzer, but not as hard as somebody who can't throw the disc far. So I think these are the three flights that you'll see. First Felon that I have up is gonna be the Lucid X Glimmer Felon. This is a 2021 edition. This came out a few months ago. The feel of this Felon feels awesome. It has the glimmer plastic in it, so I think it's maybe a little bit more slippery compared to some of the other Lucid X plastic, but this feels great in my hand. It feels really awesome. I think this is gonna be great on a backhand. I think this is gonna be the most overstable Felon that we have currently. Next up, we have the 2018 Lucid X Felon. This is the Lucid X plastic, just without the glimmer that we saw in the last disc. The feel of this disc feels very good as well. I think it's a little bit more tacky because we don't have the glimmer in it. I think this may be the least stable Felon, but we won't find out until we throw it. Next up, we have a 2021 Lucid X Felon. I believe these dropped around the time of the Dynamic Disc Open. I was able to grab a few of these as well. The feel of this Felon, it feels a little bit more sticky for some reason. I don't know what's up with this plastic, but I don't know if it's because it's clear, but I mean, it looks awesome. It feels great. I think this is gonna be the third instability overall with the Felons that I have today. And lastly, we have the 2020 Lucid X Felon. This feels amazing. I think the reason why is it's the flattest out of all four of the Felons that we have here today. I think this is gonna be great on a forehand angle. It's very comfortable. I think this is gonna be the second instability, but we won't find out till we get them out to the field, so let me stop speculating and get out here. Starting out, we are throwing into a tailwind. The yellow Felon seems to hold a straight line nicely, and then you can see that hyzer at the end. The clear Felon, this was a little bit more overstable than I expected, but it flew really nicely, just like a normal Felon would. The red Felon, similar to the clear Felon, I would say, they're overstable. And then the beef monster of them all, the blue Lucid X Glimmer. This is the most overstable Felon that I have right now. So we got a nice change in location and the sun's out now. We have the clear Felon into a headwind. It holds straight and it's pretty stable overall still. I think after throwing all of them, this is my favorite Felon to throw. It just holds a straight line a little bit longer than the other Felons. This red throw, I think I just got a little weak on that shot, and I mean, you can just see it hyzers, but that's what a Felon does. And then the beefcake of them all again. This pops out, goes pretty straight. You can see that hyzer at the end of it. I now stopped at my local park in Pinewoods to give the Felon some throws. This is a perfect shot, honestly. It almost puts me in a position to get a skip ace, and you can see that overstability at the end. The blue Felon, it comes out of my hand and it wants to go to the left right away. It is very overstable, probably one of the most overstable discs that I have. This shot here, I just try to use the wide right gap. I let the disc naturally hyzer. As you can see, it gives me a good skip at the end and it rolls up, pins me right to the basket for a tap in putt. And the yellow Felon again, this is my favorite Felon. It holds that straight line, and just look at that skip at the end, man. This disc is very overstable. This actually was a bad shot, but you can see that skip. Look how massive that skip is, man. The Felons are crazy. And like I said before, I really like the yellow Felon. It goes straight longer than all the other Felons that I have, and I just let it do the work itself. It pops up, gives you a nice skip, and puts me really close to the basket. The blue Lucid X Glimmer Felon, again, guys, this is the most overstable Felon that we have currently. It comes out of my hand, it wants to fight to the left, and it really wants to push. I think if you got a bigger arm, you'll be able to manipulate it a little bit more, but this is definitely the most overstable Felon. Next up, we have the clear 2021 Lucid X Felon. This was great. I think it's on par with the red Felon. They both have very similar stabilities. It holds a straight line, but you can still feel that stability coming out. The red Felon, guys, it's very similar. It's gonna go straight like the clear one, and then it's gonna hyzer off at the end for a solid amount of fade. And then lastly, we have the Lucid X 2020 series Felon. This is my favorite Felon, hands down. It is the flattest, so I think it feels really good when you're throwing forehand, but just backhand as well. This disc wants to go straight. It's gonna hold a nice straight line, and then I'll get that predictable hyzer at the end. Hey guys, and if you're a fan of Eric Oakley and what he's done for disc golf and dynamic, let's do our part and pick up as many Eric Oakley Felons as we can. I'm gonna put a link in the description below for his website and his wife's. It's called wellsax.com. They do have a few Felons on there. I would suggest you guys grab those before they're all gone. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so excited for the future of modest arm disc golf. Thank you for tuning in. Eric Oakley, is that good?